Another update on the aquaponics system here. This is the wicking bed I had set up a while back on, let's see here, February 13th. I planted a bunch of seed in this bed here, and things are going pretty well. You can see here I got some bunch of tomato tomato plants growing here. This one was from the initial planting, and a couple of these back here too. And I've planted some more a few weeks later. They're coming up really well now, but I only had a couple sprouts of those come up on the first run, so I thought I'd put some more in just to see what happens. And now they're coming up really good. Same thing with the these are bell peppers here, and same thing there. I had a couple of sprouts come up, but not too many, so we put some more in, and now we got a whole bunch of sprouts, so we'll see how those do. Got basil back here, kind of slow growing, but they're growing, so this one's doing pretty well here. But they're growing, so I'm happy about that. I heard basil's kind of hard to grow from seed, but I don't know. Seem to be doing okay so far. Bok choy just is growing awesome. I mean, super thick, heavy leaves, really green, growing great. Just taking off and overtaking the place here. These are carrots. This whole row here are carrots. And in the back here, again, getting engulfed by other plants. These are onions, regular onions back here. Lettuce is just going absolutely crazy, growing really well. I mean, every day I could see more growth on these. It's great, but I'm going to have to cut them back because they're overtaking the cabbage behind them here, and broccoli over here. And over here we got peas. I wasn't sure if I should plant peas in here or not, but I figured what the hell, give it a try and see what happens. And they're growing really well. They started getting really high. I'm looking for something to reach for, so I cut a couple of coat hangers and strung them between the two beds here, and they're just starting to crawl across here a little bit. Kind of figured I'd train them to go across like this instead of getting real high and reaching for other stuff, and we'll see how that works out. Obviously I got some cilantro in here too. Just a couple of sprouts here. None of them sprouted the first time we planted, and when we did the second planting with the other stuff, we threw some more of those in there too. Got a couple sprouts. We'll see how those do. Hopefully really well. The cilantro and basil, which I have in the other bed here, we use a lot of, so hopefully we'll get a lot of that stuff. But obviously I overplanted seeds in this bed, but I didn't know what I was going to get, and I could always cut some out to make room for the stuff that's growing really well. So very pleased with the outcome so far. Now the other bed going excellent. Very happy with things here. I got a bunch of garlic greens growing, and regular green onions. The basil plants are we just keep cutting them and eating them up, so that's good stuff. Got a bunch of romaine lettuce growing back here. This guy really took off. I mean, I don't know if you can see the original leaves back there, and it just shot off this big honking shoot here full of leaves. It's awesome. Red leaf one, it's growing well, but it's getting kind of leggy and big long stalk and stuff. So I may cut that out and just stick with the romaine in here. We'll see how that goes. But one cool thing I did was just a plain old onion from the kitchen. I cut the root end off and stuck that in the media here, and within a few days I got 6-8 inches of growth on there, and I'm kind of psyched to try these out, see how those taste. I haven't tried them yet, but pretty cool that it grows like that. I mean, you just stick it in there, and this is stuff you just throw in the trash usually. So, and oh yeah, this was a rogue lettuce sprout that came up right over here in the row of bell peppers. I have no idea how that seed got there. I must have just dropped it when I was planting those guys. But he was in there and started to just overshadow all these guys, so I just moved him over here and put him into the other bed. And it's been 2 days, and he's still looking pretty good. So hopefully he'll take off as well in here. So very happy with both beds at the moment. I also have a second grow light that I have above the wicking bed here. I don't normally keep it this high. It's usually real low, just a couple inches above the plants. But this has helped a lot. I used to have this one here going this way and to cover both beds, and all of this stuff was reaching over like this, and all this stuff was reaching over like that. So I figured, hey, for $80 I'll get another light, get it on there, and it's made a huge improvement. I mean, this stuff has just gone crazy since I've done that. So yeah, I think for one light for each bed was a good move. Also, there's a whole bunch of new fish in the system, just goldfish again. I started out with, I don't know, about 30 or so goldfish when I first started the system up to get things running, and I had about 15 or so die off, and within the last few weeks I haven't had any die off, so I figured it's time to get some new fish in there and get some more food for the plants. And I've been working on the chemistry of the water. Everything looks good as far as nitrates, nitrites, all that. The only thing is the pH is a little high. It's up around 8. And I tested my tap water from my well, and that's at exactly 8 also. So no surprise there. So I got some pH down, API pH down, and I'm tinkering with that, trying to get this just right. I've added a few milliliters, 5 or 6 milliliters each day in the last couple days, and it hasn't had any impact at all yet. But I'm going to do it real slow since no fish are dying on me, and get this just right. So things are looking up. Very, very happy with this whole system. This is really fun, and it's been an excellent experiment.